The Book of Wisdom, Solomon's Words for the Wise, the Ancient Book of Wisdom, Volume 1 and 2.
The Book of Wisdom, or the Wisdom of Solomon, is often overlooked by a lot of people who read the Bible because it's not in a Protestant Bible, it's only in the Catholic Bible. It's one of the deuterocanonical books of Scripture, so one of the few books that's included in the Catholic Bible but not in the Protestant Bible. And what's really interesting about the Book of Wisdom is it's probably the last book of the Old Testament that was written. We think it was written in the century leading up to the birth of Christ. And another thing that's very unique about it is that it was written originally in Greek, not in Hebrew. So while most of the books of the Old Testament are written in Hebrew, the Book of Wisdom was written in Greek. Now, what's in the Book of Wisdom? Why is it important? The Book of Wisdom is a kind of interesting confluence of the tradition of Greek philosophy and Hebrew revelation. So, if you will, it's a combination of the Greek and Hebrew worldviews that comes together in a really unique way in the city of Alexandria in Egypt in what we call the Hellenistic period. So the Book of Wisdom arises from what's referred to as Hellenistic Judaism, so the Judaism of that era from the time of Alexander the Great's death up until about the birth of Christ. And in that time, there were a lot of people who were Jewish by ethnicity, but who were exposed to Greek culture. We see this also in the books of Maccabees, for example. And in the Book of Wisdom, we get a really unique blending of what it means to think like a Jew, to think covenantally in terms of the Mosaic law and fidelity to God, walking the path of wisdom that we see, for example, in the book of Proverbs. But we also see this new influence of Greek philosophy, which emphasizes things like the cardinal virtues, which are mentioned only in the Book of Wisdom and nowhere else in Scripture. Things like the immortality of the soul, which is mentioned in the Book of Wisdom. And these Greek philosophical themes start to get woven into the fabric of Hebrew revelation in the Book of Wisdom and really prepare the way for our understanding of these ideas in the New Testament. So Christianity comes to us as, in many ways, a kind of blending of Greek thought and Hebrew thought, and really that's prepared for by the Book of Wisdom. So I view the Book of Wisdom as a kind of model for Christian reception of the Old Testament, and as a preparation for what we'll see in the New Testament, both philosophically and theologically.